Hey guys, it's Lizzie here. So today I'm going to show you how to do this look, mostly using Barry own products. In fact, the whole eye look it's a mixture of the Fall in Love palette, the Meteor Storm, and then their new holographic eyeshadow toppers, which I think are amazing. So they go on wet and then they dry down completely and they last really well throughout the day. In this look I use the one called Stardust, but you could actually incorporate any of the others. I think the teal one would look really nice with this. So yeah, if you want to know how to recreate this look, then just keep watching. So the first thing I'm going to start with is my base, and for that it's pretty much Urban Decay. I'm using the Optical Illusions primer, which is a nice sort of pore filling primer. I just use one pump of that, put it all over, and then I rub it in. My skin at the moment isn't very dry, like it's feeling alright actually. I've got some giant spots, but I mean, that's alright. It's never perfect, is it? You might notice that my background is now all black. The other day I painted my front room like the rest of it black, and I vlogged it all, so you can check that out when it's up online. For my foundation I'm going to use Urban Decay's All Nighter because it's fabulous. I just find it's very reliable and it matches the colour of me. Some people say it oxidises, which I truly have never noticed. Right, so that is one pump all over, and I think it cuts down a lot of redness. There's still some peeking through and whatever else, but I can cover that up. Now I'm going to cover it up with the matching concealer. This is a fantastic concealer. It dries very quickly though, so we're going to do a little bit at a time. So you can see how much brighter it is under my eyes. Can I show you with a bit of blending? I'm still really looking forward to getting the Kristen Leanne palette. It's been delayed by another month here, so yeah, it might be a while. Well, another month. Now I'm only going to set around my eyes lightly and then leave the rest until after, just let it set naturally. For this I'm using the Kat Von D Lock-It powder. So today I've got the morning off as annual leave because I had a few random hours to use up, and then this afternoon I'm doing the Mental Health Awareness half-day training course, which would be nice. And that is within work time, but not at my work, it's at a different building. In Hove somewhere, it's actually a really pretty building. I went there when I first started my job to do all my ID checks and things like that, and yeah, it's so pretty. Okay, there we go. So I've just sort of set around my eyes and around my nose because they tend to crease on me. So for my eyes I'm going to use a mixture of these two Barry own palettes and then also one of the holographic eye toppers. I'm going to use the one that's got the pink, yeah, this one. It is in the shade Stardust, and it's a sort of, has a pink flash to it. Right, so for my eyes I'm going to take this shade to start with. I'm going to take that through the crease. So we're doing just a general warm smoky eye, and then we're going to have the holographic pink in the middle. I think, well, it's not really holographic, dual tone pink. I'm going to take this underneath the eye as well. So you should end up with something like that. Okay, so I just did the other eye to a few more steps, you know, ahead. So I will get this eye to the same stage. What I did next was I took the darker shade, or the more orangey one, and I took that on a flat brush. I'm just going to pack that on the inner and outer corner and along the lower lash line. So I'm going to take that here. You want to leave the middle of the eye, or the middle of the eyelid blank. But it's not the end of the world. The products we're going to put on top are quite pigmented, so they would cover it anyway. These products, I did a swatch video of them, and they don't swatch particularly great, but they are very pigmented, there's not much fallout. But yeah, I feel like the swatch video doesn't quite show how nice and warm they are, and that they blend really well and they don't really need a great deal of effort. So I will link the swatch video below, but you seeing them in action first is a sort of better idea of how well they work. And because there's not much fallout, you can apply a foundation first. And overall that is easier because you've already got this nice blend. So I'm just putting this across the lash line at the bottom. Right, so once you've got that sort of mess, I'm going to take a tiny bit more on a blending brush, just blend that up into our crease colour. So I'm blending the outer edge first and the lower edge. And then I'm going to blend this bit to where it meets the sort of bald circle. And then you want to have a look and see if the bald bits, the like paler bits, are in the same place on each eye. I feel like the darker colour goes, it's getting a bit blurry, a bit further along here. Okay, ooh. Blend with the back of the brush. That won't work. And then I'm going to take the mustardy shade on a fluffy brush and just blend that through, sort of on top of where the transition colour is. I basically want to add a bit more warmth. So a transition colour normally is quite nice and neutral, and then you can always work on top of it. Once you have the rest of the eye makeup in place, it might be that you want to make it cooler or warmer or whatever it might be. And because it's sort of invisible to start with, you can alter it quite easily. I'm then going to take the palest shade and just go under the eyebrow. And then back to the brush that had the mustard on it, just to make sure that's nice and smooth. Now in the centre of the eye, I'm going to take a flat eyeshadow brush, some setting spray, and then from the Meteor palette, I'm going to take this middle one that shines pink and then also orange. I don't know if I can, there you go, more orangey and more pink. I'm going to pat that into the centre of the eye. These are very similar to what are they called? I think they're advertised as a highlighter, but I use them as eyeshadow from Topshop. And now I'm going to take the holographic topper and another flat eyeshadow brush and just basically paint it onto the brush. A nice thin layer on one side of the brush. And we're going to pat that on. So it is a slightly different shade to what we just used. And you first put the brush where you want the most amount of product, and then you blend around the edge by just patting. It is a liquid, but it will dry down completely, which is really nice because that's what I worried about when I first saw them. I didn't know if they stay wet. Like how you can get some pressed glitters that don't ever dry and then some that completely dry, and you don't always know. But this is really lovely. So I sort of just keep my eye closed until it's dry as well because I don't want it to crease. I've worn these a few times and they wear really well. They don't really crack or crumble, you don't get bits of like dual-chromey chunks on your face or anything like that. They just sort of wear off a tiny bit, but they don't stay as vibrant. So now I'm going to do the inner corner highlight. What I did on this side is I started off by applying shades from the Meteor palette. I tried the second one in, this pink. It didn't really work too well. Then I tried this one. Again, it just wasn't quite bright enough. So I then used the same holographic topper. But what I will do is just use this first one just all over as a bit of a loose powdery highlight, and then I'll put that on top just because the powder's a bit easier to blend. So I just take this, pat this onto the inner corner, but you'll notice it just doesn't really give the pop of colour you want. I'm going to move on to using On Point from BH Cosmetics in their Blacklight highlighting palette, because this is a bit better. I don't know if it's because I'm not using an eye primer, because I completely forgot. This is a really nice highlighter. I can't really wear it on my cheeks because my skin's too fair, but I think on medium to deeper skin tones it would be amazing. And then over the top with the same brush and the same topper, just a tiny bit onto the brush, and we'll pat that on. I don't think I want to apply any eyeliner because I don't have much eyelid space left. Once you do that line, and then when your eyes are open and relaxed like this, and imagine a black line there, you're not going to be able to see any of that like pop of colour. But I will tightline my eyes with a black gel and then mascara. So there is still some depth there. My eyelashes look thicker, but they aren't, there's not, yeah, it's not taking up too much space. So I will do that off camera and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I've done my mascara and my brows. For my brows I use the same two products as always. I filled them in with the NYX Micro Brow Pencil, and then I use brown mascara as well. So now I'm going to contour again with the same products as always, just lightly under my cheeks. For my blush, I'm going to use a mixture of these two more peachy shades because I think they really complement the warmth in the eye as well as then the pink shine. Oh, I can hear the puppy upstairs groan. Poor little puppy drops. For highlighter, I'm going to use one that I've not used in a while, and it's Healthy by Medusa. I'm going to take that on. Where's my highlighting brush? It's basically a big eyeshadow brush. It's got a nice warm pink to it, but a cool tone base. I don't really know how else to describe it. It's very nice though. It is quite chunky, just to say. I don't think that's necessarily bad. Because I'm getting it quite in my brows, I might go back over with my brown mascara. Okay, so back over with the brown mascara. I'm going to take most of the product off of the brush because we're literally just making sure there's no powder sitting in the brows. I'm now going to stick on some individual lashes, like some flared lashes, just on the outer corner to add a bit of, just a bit more really definition. I don't really want a full strip lash, so I'll do that off camera because it is a bit fiddly, and then I will be right back. So okay guys, that's the makeup look complete. In the end I decided to not go for individual lashes. I used the Fleur de Force lashes in Fleur Loves. They're like a 3/4 length lash and I think they're really flattering. On my lips I use Witch's Brew by Pretty Zombie Cosmetics, which actually turns out slightly more purple than it looks in the tube. Like in here it's like a cool toned brown, like a browny grey, and it looks like a really dark purple. I really like it. I was choosing between this and grey, but I mean actually they both look the same on camera. But yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I really like those eyeshadow toppers. I think they're fantastic. I can't wait to try the other shades. I bought all four, so the other three look like this. There's a sort of teal, a purple, a pink and a blue. So they're very pretty. And I think they'd work really well over the lips as well. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you like my style of videos, then please subscribe to my channel. It makes a huge difference. It means that my videos can reach more people, which would be amazing. So thank you so much, and I will see you all soon. Take care, bye bye.